A few days ago, I went to toilet at night, and I'm going to go into the details because, as I don't mind, I don't really care. So I was about to pee, and I sat down, and then I suddenly saw the mouse appear from the behind of the closet, and he wanted to, like, he went to the door, so he wanted to go out of fear because I'm bigger than the mouse, and he is fearful from me. He fears that I will kill him or her. So today I was looking at the book, The Practice in Mindfulness. The book was written by the Professor Mark W. Muse. So the book is about the introduction to the meditation. So in the book, in the compassion part, he wrote that every being is seeking happiness just like you. Today I suddenly contemplated about that mouse. He's seeking happiness. He sought happiness. He was seeking his happiness, just like I do, and he was using that behind of the closet maybe as his house, and somewhere he can safely survive on or in. And out of nowhere I came to the toilet at night. I turned on the light, and he was maybe disturbed, and he ran to the door, and he wanted to go out of the door. And at that moment I saw the anxiety, the fear, the stress that he was under, the pressure, the stress that he was under, and he was so little, and can you imagine, with such a little heart, you're with so much pressure, you're with so much stress suddenly, and you don't know, you're so fear of your survival, you're so fear of live and death at that moment, because I am the God in his life at that moment. I was the God in his life at that moment, to decide his life or death in his mind or in his instinct, animal instinct. So every living being is seeking happiness just like you. Always remember the golden rule. Every living being, everywhere, without exception, they are living for seeking their happiness just like you do. So it doesn't matter if it's the animal that you hate or dislike the most, or if it's a person that you hate and dislike the most. It doesn't matter if it's your enemy or your friend or animal, a mice, a snake. It doesn't matter. Every living being, everywhere, without exception, is seeking happiness. So we must foster compassion. We must foster empathy and understanding, and really love, unconditional love, ethereal love, divine love. We should foster and cultivate projecting love, seeing everything with love, and really understanding them, being under in the circumstances that they are in. Now, today, I sat and I wanted to be under the circumstances that mouse was in. He was so little with his little body, with his little heart was under huge stress due to me. So at that moment I wanted to open the door for her or him to go out, but because I approached to the door and he was scared even more, so he go back to the behind of the closet, and so he didn't come out again. I don't know what happened since then. I just finished my business and then I went to my bed and sleep. But at that moment, to be honest, I didn't really care. I even scared, despite being a huge organism relatively to him or her. Even me, I was scared. Like, I didn't know what to do. But now that I am more conscious, especially after reading this mindfulness, practicing mindfulness, it gave me more awareness and more consciousness and more light, more perspective to see how every living being, despite their size, despite whether they are big or small, we all are seeking our happiness. We all have fears and anxieties and stress and pressure. We are all going through a test, a life test. This planet Earth is a test ground for all of us, and we are full of tests. And remember, each test is important. Whether it seems to be a very inessential or important or unimportant, each test is important. Always remember that each test is important. Each test has the power to evolve your consciousness if you're aware of it. And of course, if you're not aware of it, your evolution will be slower. So it's you choose your speed of your evolution. If you are aware and conscious about each test that is coming your way, and consciously address them, consciously approach them, you will see the acceleration of your consciousness, the evolution of your consciousness. You will see the exponential evolution of consciousness within you. You'll see things differently. You'll see everything from different, higher perspective. It's like each consciousness, each test that you pass uplifts you to another level, to another frequency. So do not disregard each test. Do not dismiss the importance of each test that comes your way. When you see a tissue on the, like when you, I don't know, that like there are so many examples, such as I went to the farmer shop and I was trying to buy eggs, and one of the eggs that I had on my hand, because I was choosing based on the beauty of the eggs, like which one looks more healthy, which one looks more beautiful, and one of the egg that I had on my hand didn't look as beautiful. We humans, see, we are so full of bias. Even the egg that we choose, like all of them are almost the same. But anyway, we are full of bias, and at that moment I thought, okay, this egg doesn't look as beautiful or as healthy, and then I was about to put it back, and then it slightly dropped and it slightly cracked, but it didn't fully crack. At that moment, because I already had the decision not to buy that based on the biasness, the error, the fault that I already had in my mind. And then I started to think about it. Do I want to buy this or not? Because I slightly cracked it, and do I have the responsibility, like will I put myself accountable to buy it or not? Will I be responsible to buy it or not? Like, am I willing to be responsible at that moment? And then my evil side said, no, don't buy it. You already think that it wasn't beautiful and it wasn't healthy, like it wasn't looking healthy, so why bother to buy it? And the other side of me, the angelic side of me, the righteous side of me, the God essence within me, told me that no, you need to hold yourself accountable and buy it, and do not disturb any person's business, because this will cost them, even if it's a 1 yuan or whatever. So do not cause any, like, do not contribute any negativity, because each action that you take has the ripple effect in the whole universe. And so I juggled between those thoughts, and eventually I said, you know what, I have to buy it. This is a test. Despite it's being it's like very simple test, it's in fact was a huge test, because like how can you measure the size of a test? Each test is the same, like each test has the same weight. It's just that we put importance to some tests based on our egoic mundane mind and the utility we can get out of it. We give different importance to each test. But in fact, in the eyes of the God, in the eyes of the universe, each test is equal. Each test has the same weight. So that's why each test is important, and we should always remember. I will go back to the topic why I started. We need to remember that everyone is seeking happiness. So if I didn't buy that egg, I will be disrupting the business of that person who seeks the happiness, who seeks the prosperity of his business. So eventually, if I didn't buy it, I will be disrupting his business, and I will be disrupting his happiness. And so I had to be responsible, I had to hold myself accountable, and I bought it. And I'm so proud of myself that I did such action. And that mouse was full of fear. And what I forgot at that moment, when I said fuck out of my fear and surprise, and because I didn't expecting to see a mouse out of nowhere when I wanted to pee. So I was like so surprised that I said fuck, and then I was also like shaking. Like, can you imagine? But I put that mouse even under more stress, instead of being calm and trying to address it, to not to disrupt his happiness, because he's seeking happiness and he's scared at that moment. So yeah, anyway, I'm not going to take it so long. Just always remember, just always have compassion, just always have the attitude of be a projector of love, be a projector of unconditional love all the time towards every beings, because remember that every being is seeking happiness. Every being is here going through a huge test, just like you, just like me. Remember, this is a test ground, and every test is important. And always, always, always remember the golden rule. Golden rule. Golden rule. That is so important. Always remember. Do unto others that you would want them to do unto you. Always remember that. Have a wonderful day.